What's up, guys? It's Wally, and today we're going to be doing some battles with the Grassy Glide Rillaboom. So it's finally back, and I think it's the one thing that a lot of us who played VGC back in Sword and Shield really were dreading here in Scarlet and Violet once we found out that Grassy Glide was coming back. But Rillaboom has finally gotten Grassy Glide back. Now, thankfully, there has been a little bit of a nerf to it. It went from a 70 power down to a 55, but still, when you have the access to priority, the Grassy Terrain, and being able to have Grassy Glide as a stab move, Rillaboom does some really good damage with this, and especially into those Rapid Strike Urshifus. I mean, I've definitely been seeing a couple people put a Life Orb up on Rillaboom. That way they can end up going with the Grassy Glide into the Rapid Strike Urshifu and be able to knock it out in one shot. Now, this was not the route that we ended up going with this Rillaboom, as we just kind of took our old Fake Parish team and just changed Rillaboom just a little bit to be able to get that Grassy Glide on there. So I don't think we're going to be able to knock out any Rapid Strike Urshifu in one shot, but you better believe we're going to give it a shot. But of course, we have other moves on there as well that are going to be able to be pretty helpful. Obviously, like Wood Hammer, Stomping Tantrum, and Fake Out. We do have the Grassy Seed. That way we can up our defense and be able to stay out there a little bit longer if we are going out there against physical attackers. And then, of course, our Rillaboom does have the Fire Terra, which is really good to be able to stop from the super effective fire moves that would go into you, as well as making the flying moves into a neutral hit. And, of course, making it so that Rillaboom doesn't get burnt. So you're going to be able to do the maximum amount of damage output that you can, minus, of course, stat drops. So you're not really going to have to worry about the burn. So I think Rillaboom's going to be really good here, especially with that Grassy Glide. I'm excited to use it again, despite the fact that I was not excited to see it used against me. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And let's just hope that it is really good, but not OP. So we'll get into some battles, but before we do, as always, if you guys are new here, just having chat, please make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like too. Well, let's get into the battles. Wow, so we have an Ursa Ring and an Ursa Luna. That's pretty interesting, I'm not going to lie. But anyway, what I think we're going to start with... Yeah, I think we can actually probably just start with Urshifu and Rillaboom. And then in the back, I think we're going to bring Iron Hands. As much as I would love to bring Flutter, it does kind of worry me that they have Scizor out there. So I think instead we're going to bring Volcarona. I know that's going to be difficult if they end up bringing out their like T-Tar and Lycanroc, but I still think that if they are going to bring them, they're going to end up leading them, you know? So hopefully we can take them out before we have to bring out Volcarona. Alright, well that's not ideal. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Perfect. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way... Yeah, I don't think there's any way around them getting their Trick Room, you know? So, I think... I'm going to try for the Surging Strikes over into Ursa Luna. I'm going to go for the Wood Hammer over there. I know it's only going to do about like half damage, I would say, but you know what? I think it might actually... Not that it's going to be worth it per se, but it's going to have to be worth it. Great. Okay. No, that's okay, no. That's okay, though. That's fair. Yeah, that's definitely not enough. Alright, well that's going to be a problem. I mean, I will say the good thing is that... Oh, that's so much. We should have just went over there that whole time. Oh, they got a berry, though. Okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's a good thing they're not Sack Zipper. But alright, so unfortunately now, because of the... because of the Terra and everything, we're not going to be able to knock out with the Grassy Glide. I'm going to swap into Volcarona here because if they are going to go with like a facade or something, they're going to do it into that slot because they want to take Urshifu out. So we're going to do that so they can have to take some damage from the... oh gosh, no. But yeah, so they have to take some damage from the Rocky Helmet. And I think I'm going to go for the Wood Hammer over there. Again, as much as I would love to go Grassy Glide, can't do that with the Giraffe. Because it is a priority move and thus would get stopped. Which is why I think for a Giraffe is actually going to be pretty good when it comes to that. Oh, they went Headlong Rush! Okay, well, they still do take some damage here, which is really nice. Yep. And the good thing is now we take less recoil damage now. So that's good. Goodbye. It's a shame to lose Volcarona there, but that's okay. For all the mons that we could have lost there. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to go with Iron Hands now, because I think Iron Hands is going to be the... probably be slower than the... whoa. You're probably the both of them still. Probably the both of them still. Okay. Well, actually, it's probably a good thing that we ended up losing Volcarona then. I only say that because then it would have been tough with these last two mons, you know? We got Urshifu in the back. Oh, they did already terrestrialize, so... Is it worth it to terrestrialize or not? I will. I'm going to terrestrialize and I'm going to Drain Punch, and I'm going to go for the Wood Hammer over there. And again, the good thing is they've already terrestrialized, so they can't Terra away from their 4X weakness. That's a big positive. And the other good thing, too, is they can't Terra into, like, flying and do, like, a Terra Blast or something. So I feel pretty safe going with that. Goodbye. That's why it's always nice having a slow mon in the back, you know? Okay, so we didn't have to terrestrialize. That's alright. We get the Wood Hammer, they're donezo. And then we'll get to use Grassy Glide before we get knocked out now. Beautiful. Well, maybe not actually. Hold on. Okay, yeah, we do. Just one more. Just one more. Alright, now I'm going to assume that this is going to be the dog. And I would assume correct. Yep, into a Trick Room, so we're good to go here. All we have to do is go for the Drain Punch. Let's go for the Grassy Glide. And there we go. Yeah, it's a shame that we couldn't use Grassy Glide to begin with because of Farigiraf being out there. But thankfully that was going to help in the end game. But even though we couldn't do it throughout the beginning of the game, still ended up working out. We still came out with the win. Good game. Oh boy, we have one of Rillaboom's worst enemies there in Pelipper. Because obviously you got the flying and you have the water. So obviously the flying is going to be bad against Rillaboom here. And the water is going to be bad if it terrestrializes. So, it's going to be a little rough. But it looks like they are running dual weather. That's going to be pretty interesting, I'm not going to lie. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to start with Flutter Mane as well as... Let's go Flutter Mane along with... Let's go Urshifu as well. Why not? So let's do that, and then in the back, let's have Rilla. I'm actually going to bring Gothitelle. And we're going to have some fun with this. So Fire might have to be the Terra here, depending on at least what they lead, I guess. Question is, would they really bring Torkoal and... Okay. As long as that's not a speed... Okay, that's our Proto. Okay, since our Proto activated first, as long as they're not... Yeah, they're not. So that's perfect. Here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna go with the Dazzling Gleam, and I'm gonna go with the, Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dazzling Gleam, and I'm gonna go Surging Strikes. I just want to take Flutter Mane out. That really is going to be priority number one right now. Yeah. So that's going to be Torkoal. Yeah. Smart call. Smart call. Really smart, actually. Nice, we hang in there on that, that's perfect. Which means that despite this, I think we still knock out with the Dazzling Gleam, though. Because we are Proto Special Attack. Yeah, good to go. And I know that didn't do much over onto Torkoal, but you know what? As long as we can keep chipping away at that thing, we'll be good. Okay. That's totally fine. I'm gonna go into a. Gonna go with the Shadow Ball over there, and I'm gonna swap into Gothitelle too. I'm gonna need to change up the move on Urshifu anyway, so. And plus, I think a Shadow Ball will actually take out Torkoal too. Even if they terrestrialize. Oh, it's gonna be them. Okay. That leads me to believe that they're Sap Sipper. Ooh. Okay, Thunderbolt, yeah. Yeah, I just have that suspicion. That suspicion that they're Sap Sipper. Alright, that's gonna be it's gonna be a big problem. I'm gonna go with Urshifu here. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Is I'm actually gonna go for a U-turn. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a U-turn into Torkoal here, and we're gonna go for the Thunderbolt up into Gudra. Fair enough. fine. We'll get the U-turn. Knock them out. That's great. Let's go Rilla. Good thing now is I think they only have like 2 or 3 turns left of Sun. So by the time we bring Urshifu back out, we should be okay. Yikes. Hey, but we get the para. You'll love to see that. Nice. Yeah, I probably should have just went for the fake out there, but hey, you know what? That's totally okay. It is totally okay. They already wasted their Terra. I'm going to go for a fake out over there, though. And I'm going to go for the fake out and the Thunderbolt over there. Perfect. Awesome. Ooh. Really? I did not think it would have that much power on that. Especially on something that's a non-stab. But I guess we aren't up in our special defense. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess now we can Terra someone different, huh? Okay, well, let's see. If they only have... Yeah, sorry, Gothitelle. But we are going to terrastalize, go for the close combat over there. And screw it, I'm going to keep going for the Thunderbolt. Yeah, because the Grassy Seed... Sorry, going back to the whole Rillaboom thing. With the Grassy Seed, that only up their defense, not their special defense, so that makes sense of why it knocked out. I guess maybe I should have went for the, Terra a little bit sooner, huh? That's my fault, though. I guess I was only thinking... I'm only thinking along the lines of, like, the more, like, physical, shell armor, Gudra. Nice. It's not resisted. Oh my gosh, that's so much damage, too. Dude, that is so much damage. That is good investment in their, part of it, too, is the fact that we did the close combat as well, but, man, that's still a lot. That's perfect. Let's go with that. Let's go with the Thunderbolt. Wow. Yeah. That's nice. Perfect. That's totally okay, because we knock out here with the Thunderbolt. So long, my friend. That's perfect. But yeah. So I didn't know that they would have Ice Beam on it. Again, I'm thinking more along the lines of, like, the more physical Hisui and Gudra one. So I totally forgot that they'd get Ice Beam. But despite that little blunder right there, still ended up coming out on top. Good game. All right. Well, we see a couple of issues here. A couple fire and a flying. But we're not going to let that deter us. So we are going to end up starting with Rillaboom, as well as... Yeah, let's start Rillaboom, let's start Urshifu, and then in the back, let's have Hands, and let's have Flutter Mane. Volcarona wouldn't be bad here either, but I think we can get what we need with all of them. Now, of course, we would have a little worry with, despite the fact that Volcarona is a Fire-type mon, it is a Bug-type mon as well. So we would have to worry about Fire being a neutral move on them. But again, hopefully if we're going to see any of the Fire mons, it's only going to be one of them. And then hopefully, or we will have something to kind of counter them. So, should be good right here. I have faith in this team. Besides, even if they do end up setting Tailwind or something like that, at least we still have Grassy Glide to be a priority move. Torn and Rillaboom 2. Not ideal. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, now worst case scenario, they fake out Urshifu, and they go faster than us, and we don't get a thing here. Let's do that. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Let's go with the U-turn. Yeah, we just have to hope that they don't have the speed on us. Okay, so they got them. That's fine. We'll still get the U-turn here. Good damage. Let's go hands. Alright, so they're going to go Bleak Wind, but we survived this. Not by much, but we still survive it. Cool. Alright, so to prevent us just getting knocked out right away, let's just do that, and let's go with the Thunder Punch up there too. That way we'll do a little bit of damage, and hopefully that'll be enough that the Thunder Punch can pick up the rest of it. That's the hope, at least. And the fact of the matter is we are on the Grassy Terrain though, too, so even though this is going to be resisted, still going to do a decent amount of damage though. Now 55 power on Terrain as a stab move really isn't that bad. You know, despite the fact that it did get nerfed, it's not a huge nerf, you know? Yeah, look at that. That's pretty good. Yeah, we're going to get knocked out by the U-turn anyway, so that's perfect. Sorry, Rilla. But you know what? You're... wait, hold on one second. Let's see. Was it enough to make it so that Thunder Punch ended up picking up the KO? And it's nice we actually get to see who they send out right now, too. That way we can tailor our team around who they bring out as well. We're still trying to figure that out, though. I'm guessing it's going to be the Ogerpon. That would be my assumption, again. Cool. Still like Mold Breaker as an ability, and it is perfect. So good, we knocked them out. Now we do have to go Flutter Mane here, because we know they're about to bring back out Rillaboom. Which is unfortunate, but that's the only way that we're not going to get hit by a fake out, you know? Special attack heightened. Problem is, they have the speed. So let's see what we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna protect on this first one. They have Tailwind for 3. And we're gonna get faked out. So I'm going to go into Urshifu, let Urshifu take the fake out, and then we can just hope for some Drain Punches, or not Drain Punches, Surging Strikes over there to hopefully knock out. Yep, here comes that, whatever that Fire Terra is, or whatever their Terrestrialization is called. Yeah. The good thing about that is the fact that, yeah, they up their attack, but... Yep, there's the fake out. Goes into that. But they did take away their neutrality to water then. However, I do think that that thing still does have the speed, though, which is very unfortunate, but... so sorry, in that case, Flutter, I am so sorry, bud. You're gone. Let's do that. Let's go for the surging. Not enough, though, friend. Let's go. And that'll be enough to take them out, too, which is perfect. See you, bud. Nice. Okay, now the good thing is we are going to go out with fake out pressure because of Iron Hands. So we'll be able to fake out Rilla. And also that makes it so that they don't have Terra. Let's go hands. Now is this going to be Ting Lu? It is. Okay. Perfect. So here's what we're going to do. Here is what we're going to do. We are going to terrestrialize into grass. We're going to fake out over there. And we're going to go Surging Strikes down into Ting Lu. We got this. That's fine. That doesn't matter. Because we can always punch through that, my friend. We can always punch through that. Rillaboom is down in the yellow. And now, Surging. They should lose Tailwind coming up here soon, too, I believe. Ah, they do have a berry, though. Well, at least we'll still bring them back down to half, though. And that's going to be pretty important, too. Because we can also go with our Drain Punches over there as well. That's going to be pretty important, too. There, she gets that little bit of extra healing. Nice. Okay, so we do have the speed, and they lose their priority, so that makes it even better. That is perfect. So I am going to just go for the Drain Punch as well as the Surging Strikes over there. So we'll be able to take out Ting Lu. Question is... Yeah. So the Drain Punch is going to go over into Rillaboom, which is going to be good. Goodbye, Ting Lu. And now it's 2-on-1. With a grass versus a grass and a water. Goodbye. They may have forgotten the fact that Grassy Glide is only priority on the Grassy Terrain, so there we go. That's some good damage there, and I think that's going to be game. I think that's going to be game. I know I just clicked through that pretty quickly, but... Ooh, good damage, though. But not enough. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm glad we maneuvered that pretty well. And again, you guys got to see how good Grassy Glide is when it's the priority move, but also how lackluster it is when it's not the priority and you lose the Grassy Terrain. So that's the other important thing about Grassy Glide, which is, I guess what kind of balances out a little bit is the fact that it is only the priority on the Grassy Terrain. So you need to make sure that's out there and all that. So yeah. Thankfully, they ended up losing the terrain there on that last one, and we were able to get the KO over on Ting Lu before they were able to get the Grassy Glide into our Urshifu to be able to knock out. It's a good game. So to kind of add on to what I was saying at the end of that last battle, you know, Grassy Terrain having to be out there to have Grassy Glide be a priority move, is one of those things that really kind of balances out the move. So you need to make sure that you're going to have the Grassy Terrain out there, and so you always kind of need to make sure that you look on their team viewer and look and see if they have any Pokemon that either set terrain with their ability, or if they have a move that sets terrain itself. Because, you know, sometimes you can go out with Grimmsnarl, they'll do the Misty Terrain to be able to set that, so you need to be aware of things like that if you want to make sure that you have Grassy Glide as a priority move. And also make sure too that, you know, since that Grassy Terrain is extremely important for that you keep an eye on how many turns you have left while you're out there, especially with Rillaboom. But again, that's really what makes it kind of a more well-balanced move, and why it kind of, why the power nerf from 70 to 55, along with obviously the fact that it's only priority on the Grassy Terrain, are what kind of balance it out. So even though it is pretty OP when it is the priority move, it's pretty weak when it's not. So again, Grassy Glide is such a great move. It's one of those things that really plagued a lot of people back in Sword Shield if you were going against it. It was great if you were using it. And obviously, it's going to be kind of the same in Scarlet Violet, but again, with the nerf and everything like that, it's still going to be really, really good, but it's definitely not as OP as it used to be. So again, definitely, I think Grassy Glide is a great add to have onto Rillaboom, as well as a couple other Pokemon. The only downside to adding it to a couple other Pokemon is you need to have something like Rillaboom to be able to set the Grassy Terrain for them to really take full advantage of that. Which is why you might not see it on other Pokemon that get it, like the Ogerpon. That's another one that I believe gets Grassy Glide, and one that you might not see it on unless it's paired with Rillaboom. So if you do end up seeing Ogerpon next to a Rillaboom, you might know why. But again, either way, I think Grassy Glide is a great move, and even though it's not as OP as it used to be, it's still a really great one that I think you should definitely have on Pokemon, especially like Rillaboom. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the battles. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. We'll see you guys next time.